This video will cover how you can get this incredible no RNG Guardian build going for every single run in Nightreign. We're going to cover the best weapons, the best relics and talismans, and tons of OP tips and tricks that you might need for this build that absolutely dominates both solo and team play in Nightreign. Guardian is not like the other classes. He's got his own playstyle, which, once you understand his Steelguard mechanics and the incredible guard counter potential, you'll realise how Guardian can become one of the easiest Nightlord killing, solo run winning classes in the game. What you might already know is that Steelguard lets you hold your block while slow walking in a special stance. But did you also know you actually lose 10 times less stamina when blocking attacks compared to regular blocking? And you get instant blocking frames. You can also dodge while blocking. This one is particularly insane. And you'll take minimal chip damage from elemental attacks, while you can attack back while blocking without getting your guard broken. But now here's what most people won't tell you about Steelguard. This stance has hidden properties that make it absolutely broken. The blocking hitbox feels slightly larger than normal blocking, and the instant blocking frames mean you can react to attacks that would normally catch you off guard. The fact that you can dodge while blocking means you can avoid AoE while still maintaining your defensive stance against the main attack. And one more thing that makes Steelguard so much better. Steelguard works perfectly with walking buffs. Since you're forced to walk in this stance, any while walking effects are constantly active. Wraiths while walking is absolutely devastating. You're dealing passive damage just by existing in Steelguard's stance. You become a walking damage dealer while being nearly invincible. Along with this, plant yourself between the boss and your teammates, activate Steelguard, and become an immovable object that eats every attack while your team deals damage from safety. This becomes even more effective if you use any relic that attracts enemy aggro while blocking. But we'll come back to that soon, because first let's talk about the best weapons for Guardian. Even though Guardian has a unique moveset with halberds, depending on what you can find, there are definitely some better weapons out there. All you have to remember is to find a weapon that lets you block an attack seamlessly. The Bloody Hellis is an underrated, absolutely broken weapon and can trigger bleed all the time. Dragon King's Cragblade is another incredible weapon with lightning damage. The weapon skill is really fun, and you can use it while blocking and attacking simultaneously. Perfect if your boss is weak to lightning. For spears, the Spiked Spear or Cross Naginata are incredible for bleed build-up at range, while you turtle behind your shield. Rotten Crystal Spear is another great way to apply Scarlet Rot while turtling. Honestly, there aren't that many great halberds compared to the other options. Vulgar Militia Saw is solid if you can get it early. It has native bleed build-up, but you'll need to upgrade it since it usually drops at common rarity. Gargoyle's Black Halberd and Golden Halberd both have holy damage, which is fantastic for bosses weak to holy. Dragon Halberd can apply lightning damage and frostbite build-up if you use its weapon skill to buff the weapon temporarily. This one is great for lightning weak bosses. Finally, don't sleep on Guardian's starting shield. It has 60 guard boost by default with no skill, which means you can use weapon skills while keeping your shield equipped. Upgrade it with a blue smithing stone for 70 guard boost, or purple for 79 to 80 guard boost that's comparable to most purple great shields you'll find. Along with these weapons, Guardian's greatest ace up his sleeve is his unique guard counter. It covers incredible range. You can hit enemies point blank for maximum damage, and watch as you close distance while dealing massive stance damage. Plus there are specific relics that make guard counters absolutely broken. The health-based damage boost can give you up to 30% more guard counter damage at max HP, and since you're constantly blocking and staying healthy with healing relics, you're almost always at max HP. Here's what most people get wrong about Whirlwind. It's not about the damage, it's about the control and utility. With the duration extension relic, instead of lifting enemies, Whirlwind continuously staggers and juggles them while dealing damage over time. This absolutely trivializes smaller enemy encounters and lets you clear entire camps so much faster. Don't charge up Whirlwind against single enemies or small groups. The charge only increases radius, not damage, but against large groups, the increased radius becomes incredible for crowd control. And as for his ultimate art, most players use Wings of Salvation wrong. You don't hold the button when you cast it, you hold it after you land. This creates a 5-second invincibility zone that makes your entire team immune to damage and status build-up. With the healing relic, the invincibility zone becomes a full heal zone for your entire team. You're essentially giving everyone a complete reset. Full health, full invincibility, and a massive damage window. It's like having a portable safe room that you can deploy anywhere on the battlefield. So, speaking of relics, let's talk about the best relics and talismans for Guardian. Let's start with the most important relic for Guardian, which lets him combine 2 game-breaking effects together. The Witch's Brooch lets you heal you and your teammates when holding the ultimate, and it lets you deflect some amount of damage back when you've got Steelguard activated. This can reflect about 60 to 70% of a normal attack's damage in an AoE effect. These deflect explosions deal passive physical damage and stance damage constantly. Combined with walking buffs, you can literally kill enemies without attacking. It's absolutely broken. The stone stake is really good for being able to extend your whirlwind duration, makes whirlwind continuously spin for extended periods, dealing way more damage and providing incredible crowd control. There's also two types of guard counter damage boosts, a basic 10% boost and health base boost up to 30% at max HP. The Dark Knight of the Champion boss relic gives you the health based version plus the best stamina boost in the game. Ultimate gauge on blocking will let you use Wings of Salvation twice as often since you're constantly blocking. As for the talismans, it's very simple. The Great Shield Talisman for reduced stamina loss when blocking, the Green Turtle Talisman for increased stamina regeneration, the Viridian Amber Medallion for more stamina capacity, the Dagger Talisman for increased riposte damage for those critical attacks, and finally the weapon passive effects you need to be looking out for. Any walking effects, guard counter bonuses, damage negation when hit, and then any successive attack bonuses and holy ground effects. Now check this next video out for 3 incredibly strong no RNG builds for Duchess, Iron Eye and Executor.